Hi everyone, I'm Swathi from Indiahikes and you're watching Trek with Swathi. In today's video, we're talking about the difficulty level of the Kashmir Great Lakes trek. Now, this is one of the most misunderstood treks if you ask me, because Kashmir Great Lakes is one of the most beautiful treks you'll do in our country. You walk through vast meadows where you can't see the end of the meadows. You trek to around 6 beautiful alpine lakes. You have pretty campsites. So this is where the problem lies. Most people look at these photos and they think that I'm walking in meadows or I'm trekking beside a lake, and they heavily underestimate the difficulty of this trek. So in this video, I'm going to give you a reality check of how difficult the Kashmir Great Lakes trek is and how you must prepare for it. We marked the Kashmir Great Lakes trek as a moderate difficult trek, and there are mainly 3 reasons for this. The first one is that the days of trekking are very long on this trek. This is something most trekkers miss out on, because every day of the trek you're covering over 10 kilometers, and there's not a single day when you're covering less than 9 kilometers, let's say. There are days when you're covering even 16 kilometers at a single stretch. And these days are not just long flat walks. You have ups and downs, ascents and descents within this 10 kilometer walk every day. So many trekkers think I can walk 10 kilometers, big deal ho jayega. But once you get there, you're actually walking on mountainous terrain. It is not as easy as it looks. So you must really put in serious preparation for this trek. The second thing that makes it challenging is that you're crossing 3 high mountain passes on this trek. On most treks, you're crossing 1 pass maximum. Very few you cross 2 passes like the Tasar Masar trek. But on this trek, you're crossing 3 high mountain passes, all of them climbing above 13,000 feet. And you're doing this within 2 days of your trek. So almost every alternate day, you're crossing a high mountain pass, and whether you like it or not, climbing to a mountain pass requires a lot of effort. It is a steep ascent of usually 2,000 or 3,000 feet, and you have a steep descent after that as well. So over here, you're doing that 3 times, and that requires a lot of endurance. The third thing that makes it difficult or challenging is that you're climbing to very high altitudes very quickly on this trek. Whether you do it from the Sonmarg side, Naranag side, you're within 11,000 feet almost on your second day of the trek. And this is a very tricky altitude. You can't even do much to acclimatize at a lower altitude or something, because you only have so many days to trek on such a long trek. So you are climbing to very high altitudes very quickly, which is why on the Kashmir Great Lakes trek, we very regularly see lots of trekkers suffering from AMS and showing altitude sickness symptoms. So this is something you must be very careful about. You can't really help it too much, but preparation does help. So how do you prepare for the trek? For a moderate difficult trek like Kashmir Great Lakes, we recommend preparing for at least 2.5 months before the trek. If you have longer time, if you've already decided in March that you're going in October, then start your preparation right then. What we recommend is running and targeting 5 kilometers, covering that in 32 minutes. This is a number we have arrived at after a lot of trial and error of what works and what doesn't. Basically, running works on the same muscles that you use while trekking. Your glutes, your calves, your hamstrings, all of those muscles get strengthened. Second thing that happens is you're building your lung capacity while running. So both of these happen simultaneously when you're running. So definitely take that seriously and start running. Second thing, I would also recommend including some 10K walks or slow jogs in between on some days. Ideally, if you can do that 10K within 65-70 minutes, that would be a very good benchmark. It will show you where you stand, and it will show you whether you can cover the Kashmir Great Lakes trek comfortably. So alongside this, of course, work on strengthening your muscles. Include some squats, some planks, all of these exercises as well in your fitness schedule. But please take fitness very seriously for a trek like Kashmir Great Lakes. It is no joke. It's an extremely beautiful trek, but all those lakes, all those meadows come after a very hard-earned climb. So don't underestimate the preparation required for it. Just one final thing I want to add is that many trekkers ask me if it's going to be raining on this particular trek and if that will make their trek more challenging or hamper their trek, because it is done in July, August, September, which is a monsoon season in our country. But the good news is that Kashmir is in the rain shadow region of our country, or a big chunk of it is in the rain shadow region of our country. So you'll definitely not see as much rains as you see in Uttarakhand or Himachal. It's a lot lesser, and very, very rarely, almost never has it affected the trek so much that we've had to stop the trek. So you can expect a few light showers, especially in the second half of the day. So make sure you carry your rain gear with you, but it is not something that is going to add on too much challenge to your trek. If you're fit enough to tackle the long distances, the mountain passes and the high altitudes, you'll be able to tackle the rain as well, not much of a problem. So if you have any questions about the Kashmir Great Lakes trek, just drop in a comment below and I'll help you out. If you'd like me to personally help you out, you can write to me on tws@indiahikes.com and I'll write back to you. We have a lot of other videos on Kashmir Great Lakes. How safe is it is something lots of trekkers ask. So we have lots of other videos on it. So make sure you check the channel and get all of these videos, and make sure you also hit subscribe and the bell icon next to it so that you don't miss out on any of our other videos. We'll be back with more soon. I'm Swathi from Indiahikes and you're watching Trek with Swathi.